Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced playthrough. We were progressing with Tud as a blue mage. He is about halfway done with his learning ability that he's working on, which will allow him to learn the abilities of monsters as those abilities are used on him. We have Montblanc as the juggler. He is almost done with Ball, just needs a couple more battles to get that completed. Nektu, we switched over to Thief, so he could work on his counter ability, which will allow him to attack an enemy that attempts to attack him with a melee attack. Kaif, the Dragoon, is working on Ice Breath. He is almost done with that. One more battle or send away mission should be enough to finish that. Utolio is currently working on the Panther ability to turn into a panther, as well as damage and mana points, which will transfer any damage done to his health instead to his mana points, as long as he has at least one mana. And Leticia is working on red magic. We have almost completed Thunder. Once we do, we'll switch over to Poison. Let's see what's available in the pub here. Still don't have combat level 5, so we can't take Newbie Hall yet. I don't have the white thread required for Girl in Love. So let's take Watching You. Let's see if our secondary group here can complete this mission. It would appear no. It's always risky sending out a member of your main crew on a mission that requires the completion of battles. But I think in this instance it may be worth it. Now, who do we send? I'll go ahead and send out Utolio. I think I'm being watched. People say I'm just paranoid, but I've been hearing flapping wings at night. Please investigate. TT, shy student. Alright, we're gonna wait to take these story-related missions until Utolio returns from the mission we've sent him out on. So let's find us a couple of random engagements here. Clan Marble. Rules for this engagement: no use of instruments, and use of knight swords is recommended. I don't currently have any characters that can use instruments, and I don't believe I have any that can use knight swords either, so nothing to be concerned about there. Okay, so we have 5 out of 6 of our primary party, which means we will need to find one more party member here. I'll go ahead and put in Amelia as my backup here. See how much damage we do with magic. 17 versus a melee attack of 25. I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and attempt to blind their archer. There isn't much for Amelia to do here, so we'll just keep her in the back here. Ice Breath. Oh. Should take him to about half health. Alright. Marielle has reflex, so we're going to attack her with a ranged attack to avoid triggering that. I'm torn between attempting to use magic to hit both of these enemies at once, or using magic to take out Marielle. I think in this instance it would be best to take out Marielle because of her reflex ability. Power Break. He's attempting to decrease my attack damage, and he has succeeded. Thunder. Unfortunately, the best option for me here would be to use Ice Breath on these enemies, but the chance to hit the soldier is only 48%, so there's a very high likelihood that I miss this attack. I'm going to go ahead and use Blackout on their Animist here. And we'll throw an air render on their warrior. That should bring him down pretty low. That's a nice way to circumvent the blind ailment that he has. Never miss damage from Take Aim. Let's throw out some ice here. See if we can't at least take out the warrior. Two enemies remain. He has 29 health left. I can only do 16 damage with magic. So let's instead go ahead and melee attack here. Try and get the most out of our turn. $32 health on this archer here. Unfortunately, no spots near the enemy to attack from, so we'll just simply move closer and wait. Alright, so we'll go ahead and end this with an air render. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. Kaif has mastered Ice Breath, Leticia has mastered Thunder, and Amelia has mastered Cure. We'll go ahead and equip the Javelin here. That will give the Dragoon jump. Jump high into the sky to deliver a spear attack. This is a nice ranged attack. I believe it works either 3 or 4 tiles away, which will give us a little bit more range. Okay. Let's go ahead and buy a little bit more equipment here. Buy another pair of dash boots. These items are quite nice, but with our current funds, that would pretty much wipe us out, so we're going to wait on that. Opal Shield. Pretty much the same as the Bronze Shield, but instead of Fencer, it also gives the Moogle Knight the Shield Bearer ability. Let's buy another Judo uniform, so that way our blue mage can start working on damage mana points. He won't use it for long, but in the short term it's always good to have an extra ability. And Headband. Headband has weapon attack on it, in addition to the normal defense and resistance stats. So we're going to go ahead and buy one of those. And that'll be all for now. We need one more battle in order for Yatulio to return from his mission. Alright, so, rules for the engagement. No use of silence. Silence would prevent the cast of any magic or any ability that costs mana to use, and they are recommending Addle. Alright, looking at the enemies here, we have Elijah the Soldier, we have O'Donnell the White Mage, Theodoric the White Monk, Bjorn the Fighter, and Aiden the Soldier, or I'm sorry, the Warrior. We'll go ahead and use Boost here to increase our melee attack on the next turn. And the reason I chose to move to that particular spot is so I can use Protect and hit 5 out of 6 of my party members. Let's raise our weapon defense here. Let's see how much damage Jump would do. 30. Versus Ice Breath. Ah, I can't reach him with Ice Breath. Okay. We'll go ahead and use Jump then. That'll reduce him to roughly half health. Let's go ahead and remove him from the combat here with an air render. O'Donnell the White Mage is going to attempt to melee attack my red mage here. For 1 damage. Quite the attack. I'm going to back up a little bit here and attempt some magic. Let's go with fire. This should hit both of them. That puts my white mage at about half health now. Now she's back to full. See if we can take out the white mage on their team. 60 damage. That's a bit overkill. How much damage would we do to their warrior? 53, okay. At this early point in the game, white mages on enemy teams don't typically have the ability to use revive, so there isn't much concern there. Go ahead and take out their healer. Very fortunate that that attack landed. If it hadn't, I would have been counterattacked. Let's attempt to disable the fighter here. The attack landed, but the debuff did not. So if we attempted a melee attack, and we were unsuccessful, there would be a counterattack. However, if we are successful, this will end the battle. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. 50 ability points. Mont Blanc has mastered Ball. And we have completed the mission Watching You. Yutulio here. Watching You was a success. Yutulio has mastered Panther. And we've recruited a new clans member. Angle, the Black Mage. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch out Yutulio's weapon here, so he can start working on the Float-Eye. Alright. In one of the previous videos, I accidentally broke a law, and was given a yellow card for it. Now, the only way to clear yellow cards, and prevent yourself from potentially getting a red card the next time you break the law, you have to go in to the prison here, and pay the bail. Bail would be 1,000 gold, and this character would be unable to participate in one battle. So we will go ahead and take the pardon there. So Nektu is in jail. So let's find ourselves one more random encounter here. Cyril Band. Laws for this encounter: no use of the spell Protect, but use of Poison is recommended. We'll have to remember with our white mage that we're bringing along not to use Protect. Our enemies here are Bellini, the soldier, Zaya, the archer, Thornton, the thief, Zhang, the white monk, and Wilder, the thief. Alright, let's start out with Boost to increase our next turn's physical attack. And we've leveled up. Leticia is now level 7. Amelia we won't be able to do anything with at the moment. Now I believe both the Thief and White Monk have the counter ability. So instead of attacking in melee, I'm going to attack from a distance. Nothing for their Thief to do at the moment. Zhang the White Monk here is going to attempt to attack my Dragoon with Whirlwind. If there had been any other enemies nearby, they would have also been hit by this. We will go ahead and morph into a Panther here. Ah, critical of 10. I'm going to go ahead and throw an air render at their archer here. If successful, it should take them out of the combat. Let's go ahead and attempt to disable the archer. Going to attempt to mug my character here, and it will be successful. You can always tell when the reaction ability, damage mana points, goes off, that the attack will be successful. Go ahead and heal the Dragoon here, just in case. If we attempted to melee attack the Thief, we would remove them from the combat. 95 damage crit. Almost hitting the 3 digits. Let's go ahead and use Poison Claw here on their soldier. And we have successfully poisoned them, which should give us a judge point. I'm going to go ahead and try to use Frost Breath. The chance to hit their Thief is low. but it's always worth a try. Very nice, I took out both at once. That leaves 2 enemies remaining, one of whom cannot use any actions. I'm going to go ahead and use Air Render here. If it successfully hits, this will reduce the soldier down to critical health, and I'm hoping that poison will take effect on their next turn and remove them from the combat. If I were to use black magic on the archer here, it would be successful. Simply trying to get her more experience here to get her closer to leveling up. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. So we received a Flamebird here. That's a weapon that my red mage will need in order to learn another magical ability. Kaif has mastered Jump and Leticia Poison. Amelia has mastered Protect. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip Leticia here with the new weapon we just acquired, which will teach Blizzard. Kaif has mastered Jump. Unfortunately, I don't have any other weapons to give him at the moment, so we will be switching to another job class here. Let's see if there's anything available for the Defender. He's already mastered Defense. We could give him Mow Down, which I believe is an area attack, or Mithril Brand to get started on his Defender combo, which will allow him to work together with other allies that also have combo abilities for a more powerful attack. Go ahead and give him a Thunder Robe. Since I don't have any helmets for him at the moment, we'll just go ahead and give him the gauntlets. Let's equip our combo here, and we will put the Dragoon tech back on as the secondary. Mont Blanc, I believe, also has completed his ability. See if there are any other juggler-related abilities that we want at the moment. Firebomb. That will force an enemy to become berserk. preventing them from using any sort of special abilities and restricting them solely to physical attacks. Or we could pick up Juggle Combo, which will allow us to participate in combos. Let's go ahead and do that, since we already have another character with that combo. And Amelia has also completed her training. She hasn't yet unlocked Red Mage. That requires one Fencer ability. Let's go ahead and change her over to a Fencer here. And we'll add her white magic here. Anytime you work on abilities in a job class that are shared among multiple job classes, you will then master an ability under the job class associated. So because we picked up Cure under white magic, and Cure also exists as a red magic, we have acquired both. So we'll go ahead and equip Shield Bearer here. And that's all we can do for now. I've actually reconsidered my stance with Mont Blanc here. I am instead going to switch him to Thief. My reason for that being, I noticed I have an available Brigandine, which will teach him Counter. The sooner we can get working on that, the better. Alright, so we can either keep Black Magic, or we can keep Stunt. I'm going to go ahead and keep Black Magic for now. We will switch our reaction to Counter. I already have Shield, Accessory, and Gil. Let's see if there's anything else available to us. Steal Experience. Alright, let's go back to the jail here. Ah, Tud. One of your clanners is cleared to leave. Unit released from prison. Alright. So Nexu has rejoined the group here. Alright, so story missions we have available to us are Desert Peril and Staring Eyes. I found out who's got the Ahriman Eye, and he's a real bad egg. Seems he's making the Ahriman chase after girls in Cyril. Bran, Street here. Alright, this will require the Ahriman Eye to be accepted. So let's go ahead and get started here. This mission will take place in Cyril. This combat, I can already tell, has a red Ahriman in it. I do not have one of those yet, so I will want to capture one here. Forbidden is the use of fire. Recommended is the use of ice. Our enemies are Ivalice, the Flodai, Kontia, the Ahriman, Yarvan, the Flodai, and Belve. Belve is a beast tamer with white magic abilities to use Cure, Shell, and Protect. I'm going to go ahead and remove counter from my reactions here. And my reason for that is because I do not want to accidentally kill one of the Ahriman that I need. Make sure that we have Hunt set for Nektu. Itolio has the control secondary, but we don't have the ability to control the Flodai, so I will instead switch to black magic here. And while I'm thinking about it, with Tud, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Learning. That will force me to unequip my shield, but that's fine. Alright, let's begin. I've been watching you. You dare interfere with my plans? So you're the criminal. You won't get away now. Alright, so let's start the battle off. Actually, before we do that, let's boost our melee attack. It's going to attempt to attack Kaith. Go ahead and hit the Ahriman with Ice Breath. It's a bit stronger than my melee attack on this in this job class. And Kaif is leveled up. And gained a judge point for using an ice attack. Go ahead and use some ice magic here on the Ahriman. And Utulio has leveled up and gained a judge point. Alright. Ahriman's at 47 health. If I were to hit him with Air Render, it would most likely kill him. So instead, I will simply attempt a melee attack. 32 damage instead. Alright. What percentage chance do we have to capture this enemy? 18%. Let's try it. Success on the first try. Alright. Alright. Now we can simply fight the battle as normal. We'll throw out a blizzard here to try to hit both float eyes at once. Wow, that was quite the powerful attack. Let's throw another blizzard here. Alright, let's try and get an air render attack in there. That should bring him down pretty low if it successfully hits. Unfortunately, nothing for Nexu to do here. So Mont Blanc will end the fight with a melee attack. You better be careful. I will always be watching. Watch all you want. We have nothing to hide. Alright. Staring eyes cleared. We have leveled up one of our skills. And let's take a look at the weapon we just received. Vesper. 39 damage. It is a one-handed mace, usable by the Alchemist and Sage. We also received Gale Sword. Weapon attack of 36, and offers 1 speed as well. It is used by the warrior to learn Greased Bolt. Alright, and that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my channel greatly. Or if you're watching from Twitch, please feel free to toss me a follow and follow along for more. Alright, until next time.